I want to take you on a bit of a trip to nostalgia land. I've mentioned before that I really like zombie games. I really like zombie games. I turn into a straight up monkey when I see one of them. It's my guilty pleasure. And what's funny about that is that a lot of them aren't even good. I mean, Dead Rising 4 was a complete mess. Back 4 Blood was super lacking. And then you have Vanguard Zombies, which is just a straight up pathetic joke. And then finally, you have Dead Island, which I actually made a full-on main channel video on. I recommend checking it out. I've played this game quite a bit over the years. It was released in 2011, I think, on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and this game really isn't amazing or anything. I remember playing it at friends' places, and eventually me and my cousin bought it on Steam, and we played a bunch there. This was around 2014, 2015, and then most recently, so about 2 years ago, I played about 10 hours or so for my main channel video about it, and it's a fairly generic open world zombie game, and it's basically the definition of mediocre. There is some fun to be had here for sure, but most of that comes from it being super glitchy and goofy. Like, the car mechanics in this game are so broken that you just start laughing on the ground. You literally become a ruffle. Okay, you know what? I'll take that back. I didn't say that. So you might have heard recently that Dead Island 2 was finally revealed, and I think it was at 2022 Gamescom opening live, and this game is kinda infamous, okay? Because Dead Island was originally made by Fartland, who you might know for the Dying Light series, which is basically Dead Island with parkour. And the first Dying Light was pretty damn fun. I remember playing this game on in 460p on my computer, and I had like a 4x3 monitor, and even then, I really enjoyed it. I played it on the lowest of settings, and I still had a good time. But because Fartland focused on Dying Light, they weren't able to work on Dead Island 2. So what Deep Silver did is made someone else do that. So it first started off with Jaeger, who are known for all of these games that don't even exist. And then in 2014, we got this trailer, and this trailer is so well known, man. It has almost 30 million views, which is insane to begin with, and this trailer has become so just straight up famous, and people were excited for this back in 2014, man, including me and my cousin. We were like super stoked, but the game never came out, and that's because of one simple reason. Dead Island 2 fell into the development hell rabbit hole. Like, Fartland was doing their own thing. Dying Light 1 was a gigantic hit, so they started working on Dying Light 2, which came out last year, and I got a clip that describes the whole game. I'm literally stuck.
You're glitching out on my screen.
I'm literally stuck.
Bro,
You're like, freaking out on my screen.
What is going on? I thought Dying Light 1 was fun. Dying Light 2 is, I think it's kind of mediocre, but that's besides the point. So what happened with Dead Island 2? I think around 2015, Jaeger stopped development on it, and Sumo Digital took over. And then a few years later, Sumo Digital dropped, and then an internal studio of Deep Silver took over. So this game went through 4 studios. Well, I think 3 actually. I don't think Fartland actually worked on this, but goddamn, 3 studios over the span of 8 years. So yeah, this game is infamous for just being in the pits of hell, and during all of this garbage that has happened over the span of 8 years ago, probably more, the Dead Island franchise, it just kept on chugging for some reason. It started off with Dead Island in 2011, then in 2013, Dead Island Riptide was released, still made by Fartland, so this is actually Dead Island 2 if you think about it, but here is it where it gets crazy, okay? So Dead Island 2 was revealed, then in 2014 they released Escape Dead Island, which is a sort of like adventure game. Then there was also Dead Island Epidemic, which was a MOBA. If you don't know what a MOBA is, League of Legends is a MOBA. They made a MOBA out of the Dead Island. Are you nuts? Are you insane? Who is gonna play this? Now, of course, this game just straight up bombed because nobody gave a single one about it. And then they remastered Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide in 2016, I think. And then they also had a mobile game that they shut down in 2020. Jesus Christ. What did they do with this? with this franchise. And then they also had Dead Island Retro's Revenge, which was an auto runner. A auto runner set in the Dead Island franchise. Are you insane? Why does this exist? Almost all of this happened while Dead Island 2, a game that had a trailer on YouTube with more than 30 million views, was in the pits of hell, in development hell, just rotting away. And then only last year it was finally revealed that it was coming. Like, I'm so incredibly lost and just boggled out of my mind that all of this has happened over like the last decade or so. It's wild. It genuinely is. It's weird seeing this game that I've known for almost half of my life is finally going to be released. And the only reason why I decided to make this video is that they revealed on Twitter that it has finally gone gold. What that basically means is that the development of the title is done, which means the developers thinks it's good enough for it to be shipped. Now think of when Cyberpunk 2077 went gold and it still came out as a broken, glitchy mess. I think that's going to happen with Dead Island 2. I unironically think it is. Like, let's not act like Dead Island 1 and Dead Island Riptide was some untouchable masterpiece. This whole series in general, it's just kinda eh. I see no one talk about this for a reason. It's just forgettable. It's super forgettable and just mediocre, but still, I'm kinda looking forward to playing it because I just feel like that Dead Island 2 is going to be a complete disaster. I love to be proven wrong, okay? If this game turns out to be some immaculate masterpiece that like nothing of it is out there, like please bully me all you want, but goddamn, I just know that this game is going to be such a mess, and I'm looking forward to it. I am so excited. It's kind of how I felt with the Hello Neighbor 2, where I went into it knowing it was going to be crap. My expectations were so low that it turned out to be somewhat fun. The trailers of Dead Island 2, they look fine. It looks playable. It looks somewhat fun, but I have no faith that it's going to be polished in the slightest. I just don't. I mean, it's published by Deep Silver, who don't really have the best track record. Most recently, they had the new Saints Row, which was critically panned. Everyone, like literally everyone, hated this game, and I kind of fear that it's going to happen with Dead Island 2. But hey, we will see what is going to happen. Like I said, maybe it's really good and I am just in denial. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Just a little goofy game that I'm somewhat excited for. Like, the only reason why I'm talking about it now is because me and my cousin used to play Dead Island so much back in the day. Like, this is one of those games that you just know it sucks, but for some reason it's just fun to play. So I might stream Dead Island 2 when it comes out, but I'm not entirely sure yet. In the meantime, please subscribe and like all of my videos.